first things first, fire. I've had a new knife. That happens quite often these days. So do you want to see it? I'm sure you do. It's a Fallkniven F1 Pro. Now, if you're a regular viewer, you'll know that I've got a Fallkniven A1 Pro, and I rate it. I really like it. It's a cracking knife. So I had an opportunity to buy this. Thank you, Di. You're a top guy. Now, why they've given them the name Pro, I don't know, because, well, what's professional about it, I don't know. So I'm just going to talk about this, and then I'm going to use it for a bit. First thing, sheath. Shit. Don't like it. So I made a kydex sheath. The only thing is, when I make kydex, I always scratch the blade. No matter how much tape I put on it, as soon as I put it back in when the tape off, I scratch it. It's not a problem. Knife's a user, and when it gets its first sharpen, proper sharpen, that's going to be a mirror polish anyway, so it doesn't matter. First thoughts on the knife? Nice balance. Handle's too slim for me. Very slim handle. Scott just commented now when I showed it to him, he said, "Ooh, handle's slim. How do you like that?" Well, I gotta put up with it. Either that, or it comes off and I put my Carter handle on. That may happen in time. But for now, it's going to stay as it is. So, sheath I made. Coyote kydex with my favourite attachment, a dangler to clip on my belt clip, which is always there. It's got a nice little click to it. it's not coming out, and a thumb ramp. That's enough talking, let's get on with some wood prep. So, bit of battening first. If you're a regular viewer, you see this bit of log. I used it last week with my Cold Steel SRK. So I'm going to use the same log now with the F1 Pro. Well, that thick blade and the convex grind splits really well. Only problem is it's a bit short, but we know that, so we compensate by going around the log instead of straight through. Handle's grippy, performs well. I like this knife. So the wood split down. Got a few choice pieces here, so I'm going to make a couple of feather sticks now. Not too shabby, would have been better, but I hit the knot. When you make a feather sticks and you hit the knot, it just cocks everything up. So, got some nice little fine ones there. I did notice when I started the feather stick that the knife at some point was skating a bit, so I think it needs a bit of a strop. So that is the factory edge, I haven't touched the edge. So I'm going to give it a bit stop now. Well, a slight improvement after a strop. I think it needs a visit to the stones when I get home. It's not quite sharp enough for my taste. I'm going to finish this off and then I'm going to light it with a ferro rod. So, time to make some sparks. I'm using my old faithful ferro rod, which doesn't look much like a ferro rod, but it's a light my fire bar with the handle covered in tape. And this end, which is under the tape, is well used, so I turned it around. So I'll use the fine one first. Now, one thing I did find when I was making the feather sticks with this knife, because I've got to grip the handle, for me I said it's a bit thin, I'm finding a bit of fatigue. So when I wanted to do the very fine ones, I just gave a loose hand grip, and it tended to work a lot better than trying to grip the knife. Spine's quite sharp. Not quite as sharp as I'd like though. Oh no, that's no good. No, that's not going as well as I'd like. No, I found the spine wasn't particularly sharp enough. I don't know if it's the compound of the steel, but it tended to be skating off the bar more. So, not keen on that. So here's the rougher feather stick. I'll do this Neil's method. A fail on that one. It really doesn't want to spark that rod very well. So what I'll do now, I'll get my my high carbon Scandi and I'll just show you the difference. So that's one of mine, one I've made, and that's in 52-100 bearing steel, high carbon. What a difference. F1 Pro. The jury's still out, but the fact that I can't make a very good feather stick, and that especially that the spine won't take a ferro rod, really puts me off the knife. When you think £250 for that knife, and that's without the big posh case and the sharpening stone, that's a lot of money. So if you want a bushcraft knife, I don't think the F1 Pro is good for you. I've got a regular F1, and to be honest with you, I think it's a better knife because it's got that sharp spine and it'll cut better. I'm going to do a few little cutting chores with the F1 now, just to see how it performs doing that. Plan is now, I'm going to cut a green stick to make a pot hanger, and there's a few small bushes of rhododendron in the way, which is an invasive species, so I'm going to cut them now so my cutting area is safe. I'm going to bend this stick back. Well, I made short work of that. I cut through that pretty easy anyway. Well, he made pretty short work of that. Or you can do it the quick way. That's the quick way. Same job it does, just doesn't look very pretty. Now if you're wondering why I peeled the stick for the pot hanger, it's pretty simple. It'll last longer if you take the bark off, because it'll rot a lot quicker with the bark on, because the bark retains moisture. My final thoughts on the F1 Pro. To be blunt, I'm disappointed. This knife could have been so much more and so much better. I bought it because I'm a big fan of the A1 Pro. I think that's a great knife, and that the spine on that takes a ferro rod just fine. This one doesn't. I don't know why. It feels sharp. It's not super sharp, but it feels sharp enough. The edge out of the box could have been sharper. It hasn't done a hell of a lot of work with me. It split a round that was not free, so pretty easy to split. The handle is very thin, but then I knew that when I bought it, because the regular F1 is quite thin. I do like this bit. I think it looks really nice. My personal opinion, if I was Fallkniven, what I would have done, I'd have kept the regular shape blade and thickness with the same grind, exactly the same grind, so you didn't have this silly bit by here, because you can't strike a ferro rod on that anyway. You can't scrape tinder with it, it's just not sharp enough. So quite a letdown really, because I love this steel. The A1's great. I certainly rate the A1. Well, I'm going to clean it up, I'm going to give it a sharpen, and I'm going to try and get that spine to a perfect 90. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you found this video informative and a few little tips along the way helped you. Please give me a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. Sharing would be smashing. And until the next time, because I've got another new knife to show you, which I'm pretty sure is going to be good. But saying that, I thought this was going to be good as well. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Ta-ra.